If you're chasing success but constantly feel like something's missing, it's not the strategy, it's not the timing, it's you not knowing yourself deeply enough to break through. Most people stay stuck their entire lives, not because they're lazy, but because they've never asked themselves the right questions. Talk to yourself, ask yourself out loud for just 3 days. Ask what you really want. Ask why you keep holding yourself back. Ask what you're afraid of. The truth is, until you become self-aware, nothing will change. You'll stay in the same place, chasing the same goals with the same confusion and frustration. In the next few moments, you'll learn a truth that reshapes the way you speak to yourself, not with doubt or hesitation, but with certainty and vision. The power of positive inner dialogue. From the moment your eyes open each morning, you are not alone. There is a companion beside you, ever present and all-powerful. It is your inner voice. This voice, though often overlooked, is the master architect of your destiny. And for the next 3 days, I challenge you to consciously shape it. Speak to yourself with kindness, courage, and unshakable belief. If you do this, you will begin to understand one of the greatest secrets of success. You see, the mind is both a fertile garden and a dangerous battlefield. The thoughts you plant take root. They bloom into habits, and those habits shape the life you live. If your inner voice sows seeds of doubt, fear, and inferiority, your life will mirror those sentiments. But if that voice breathes confidence, encouragement, and purpose into your soul, your world will rise to meet it. Imagine, if you will, your inner voice as a wise and trusted mentor, a figure who sees within you not only who you are, but who you can become. This mentor does not mock your struggles or criticize your missteps. No, it lifts you. It says you have endured storms before, you can endure this too. It reminds you, you were born with power, with vision, with purpose. Now go and act like it. In my own studies of the most successful men and women in history, I have found one common trait. They mastered their inner voice. They understood that the dialogue within was far more important than the noise without. Before any great deed is done, it is first believed. Before any summit is climbed, the climber must first say, I can. This belief is not arrogance. It is the quiet, consistent trust in one's own capacity. Every morning, stand before your reflection and affirm, I am capable, I am worthy, I am unstoppable. Do not whisper it. Declare it. Let it ring with the authority of truth, because it is true. When doubt creeps in, as it inevitably will, do not allow it to settle. Confront it with resolve. Say, I hear you, but I do not bow to you. I am led by strength, not fear. There is an invisible law at work in the world, the law of belief. Whatever you consistently say to yourself, you begin to accept. Whatever you accept, you begin to become. Thus, your words to yourself are not mere phrases. They are blueprints for your future. For 3 days, treat your inner voice as sacred. Make it your strongest ally. When you fall short, let it speak of lessons, not of failure. When you succeed, let it whisper, this is only the beginning. Speak life into your goals. Speak courage into your heart. Speak vision into your days. You will find that the world responds not to who you are, but to who you believe yourself to be. And when that belief is forged in truth and strengthened by repetition, there is no door that will remain closed to you. Your inner voice is the first seed of every success, every breakthrough, and every transformation. Choose it wisely, nurture it daily, and watch as your life begins to mirror the greatness that has always lived within you. Clarify your vision. Your dreams are not fleeting illusions. They are not idle wanderings of the mind or vain ambitions whispered into the wind. No, they are the compass of your soul, pointing you toward your purpose. Within them lies the blueprint of what you are meant to do, who you are meant to become, and the legacy you are destined to leave. Over the next 3 days, set aside the distractions of daily life and turn inward. This is a sacred task to clarify with absolute precision the vision for your life. Begin by asking yourself 3 simple yet profound questions. Where do I want to go? What do I wish to accomplish? And what impact do I intend to leave behind? Let these questions guide you, not once, but repeatedly. Write down your answers, refine them, revisit them. Your vision must be clear, for clarity is power. Vague goals produce vague results. But when your goals are defined with conviction and detail, the entire universe seems to conspire to bring them into reality. Take a notebook, a blank page, or the back of a napkin if you must. and write with passion. Let your pen flow not from fear or limitation, but from possibility and courage. Imagine your future not as it is, but as it could be. Describe it vividly, see it clearly, feel it deeply, because a goal written with passion becomes more than a wish. It becomes a contract with your future self. Great achievements are born not of chance, but of choice. Henry Ford did not build an empire on hope alone. He held a clear picture in his mind of what he wanted to achieve. He saw the moving assembly line before it existed. He envisioned ordinary men producing extraordinary machines, and through focused thought and unwavering purpose, he brought that vision to life. This is no secret reserved for the few. It is a universal principle that which you consistently think about, you begin to. The mind, once set on a definite goal, becomes a magnet for the people, the resources, and the opportunities needed to achieve it. But you must first give the mind direction. You must feed it clarity. Each morning, take a few minutes to visualize your goals as already accomplished. Picture the outcome. Hear the voices congratulating you. Feel the satisfaction of victory. Anchor these images deeply into your subconscious, for it is the subconscious mind that drives action, even when the conscious mind is uncertain. The more vividly and frequently you impress your vision upon it, the more effortlessly you will act in alignment with it. When doubt arises, and it will return to your written goals, read them aloud. Remind yourself not only of what you want, but of why you want it. Purpose is the fire that turns vision into action. Without it, the journey falters. With it, no mountain is too high. Take these 3 days seriously. Treat them as the first pages of a new chapter. The clearer your vision, the stronger your pull toward it. You are not merely surviving, you are designing. You are not drifting, you are building. The world yields to those who know what they want. Clarity gives birth to confidence, and confidence breeds momentum. This is how greatness begins, with a mind fixed on a worthy goal and a spirit unwilling to waver. Do not delay. Begin today. Define your dream. Describe your vision. Anchor your purpose. And watch as your life begins to bend in the direction of your desire. Cultivate resilience. Life is a rhythmic dance of victories and setbacks, progress and pause, triumphs and trials. It moves like the tide, sometimes lifting you high with success, and at other times testing your strength in the undertow of adversity. To thrive in this ebb and flow, you must build something more enduring than luck or talent. You must cultivate resilience. Resilience is not simply the ability to endure hardship. It is the trained capacity to rise after every fall, to extract wisdom from difficulty, and to continue forward with undiminished purpose. In the next 3 days, make it your mission to transform your mindset. View every challenge not as a blockage but as a bridge, not as a punishment but as a preparation. When the world tells you no, let it become fuel for your determination. When plans unravel, see it as the universe urging you to innovate, to adapt, to grow. Every setback carries within it a hidden gift, a lesson you could never learn in ease or comfort. The most resilient souls are those who learn to unwrap adversity with curiosity and courage. Consider the story of Thomas Edison. History remembers him for the light bulb, but the path to that invention was paved with failure. Thousands of failed experiments, each one an opportunity to quit, to feel defeated, to surrender. But Mr. Edison saw it differently. When asked about his so-called failures, he replied, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That is resilience in its purest form, unwavering faith in the vision, no matter the obstacles along the way. Your life will not be free from hardship. No worthwhile life ever is. But you can train yourself to meet hardship with strength, to welcome it not with dread, but with a sense of challenge. When adversity strikes, ask yourself, what is this here to teach me? How can I grow because of this, not in spite of it? For the next 3 days, practice this perspective daily. When something goes wrong, pause, breathe, then reframe it. Say to yourself, this is part of my training. This is how I become unshakable. Speak to your inner self, not with defeat, but with resolve. Use each difficulty to build your emotional muscle, your mental stamina, your spiritual backbone. Resilience is not inherited, it is developed. It is built through conscious practice. Every time you choose to stand up instead of staying down, you reinforce it. Every time you refuse to be broken by disappointment, you strengthen it. Resilience is your shield against discouragement. Nurture it diligently. Visualize yourself as a mighty oak tree. Storms may bend your branches, but they cannot break your roots. Why? Because those roots go deep into purpose, into vision, into belief. When you are grounded in your mission, you become immovable, no matter how fierce the winds. And remember this, adversity does not diminish your value. On the contrary, it reveals it. Diamonds are formed under pressure, steel is tempered by fire, and greatness is forged through trials. Your ability to remain resilient is what separates the merely interested from the truly committed. Do not seek a life without struggle. Seek instead the strength to overcome it. Let each obstacle refine your character, not define your limits. The road to success is never a straight line. But with resilience as your companion, every detour becomes part of the journey, every delay a redirection, and every failure a foundation. Begin today. Choose resilience. Live it, breathe it, embody it, and watch how the world begins to shift in response to your unyielding spirit. Cultivate unwavering self-belief. Belief in yourself is not a luxury, it is a necessity. It is the foundation upon which all achievement rests. Without it, no dream can be fully born, no mountain fully climbed. Belief is the spark that ignites ambition, the root from which all greatness grows. Over the next 3 days, commit to nurturing this belief within you, not as a fleeting emotion, but as a deep, immovable conviction. Picture yourself as a tree, rooted deeply in rich soil. Storms may rage around you, winds may howl, but your core remains unmoved. Your confidence, like those roots, anchors you. It keeps you standing tall even when the skies turn dark. This is the kind of belief you must cultivate, not loud or boastful, but steady, quiet, and enduring. Every individual who has ever accomplished anything of lasting significance has done so not in the absence of doubt, but in the face of it. The difference between the average and the extraordinary lies in the decision to proceed, even when uncertainty whispered. The Wright brothers faced ridicule and repeated failure, yet they believed in flight when others only saw gravity. Eleanor Roosevelt carried herself with quiet strength, despite harsh criticism and relentless scrutiny. These individuals did not wait for permission to believe, they declared it. So must you. Each morning begin with affirmation, I am more powerful and capable than I realize, and my potential is limitless. Do not say it timidly. Speak it as truth because it is truth. You possess talents you have not yet discovered, strengths you have not yet tested, and capacities that far exceed your current vision. The mind, once filled with doubt, will default to limitation unless retrained. This is your task now to rewire your thinking, to evict the language of I can't and replace it with I will. Stand guard at the gate of your thoughts. Do not let old fears, past failures, or the opinions of others rob you of your inner authority. Belief is not merely positive thinking, it is aligned thinking. It is aligning your inner dialogue with your highest potential. It means speaking to yourself with the same confidence you would offer to someone you deeply love. It means reminding yourself that you were not placed on this earth to shrink, but to shine. During these next 3 days, build rituals around your belief. Write down your affirmations. Speak them aloud. Visualize moments of victory, not just vague success, but clear, specific achievements. See yourself delivering that speech, leading that project, achieving that dream. Feel it in your bones, anchor it in your heart. When challenges arise, and they will, let them be reminders of your strength, not tests of your worth. You are not defined by difficulty, you are refined by it. Every obstacle is a chance to reaffirm your belief, to say, even this cannot stop me. Carry yourself differently. Walk with purpose. Look others in the eyes. Speak with the calm conviction of someone who knows where they are headed. This is how belief takes form, through consistent action, through the embodiment of confidence. Belief is contagious. When you believe in yourself, others are drawn to your energy. Opportunities find you, allies support you. Momentum builds around you. The world does not reward doubt, it responds to certainty. When you move forward with unwavering belief, doors open, paths appear, and the impossible begins to look inevitable. Begin today. Feed your belief, protect it, grow it, and know this. You are capable of far more than you have allowed yourself to imagine. Your future is not a question mark. It is a declaration waiting to be made. Declare it now, and let belief be the force that carries you forward. Pursue your passion relentlessly. Passion is the silent current that carries ordinary individuals into extraordinary lives. It is the inner flame that cannot be extinguished by circumstance, fatigue, or doubt. When it burns brightly, it becomes the source of energy, creativity, and resilience. Over the next 3 days, turn your attention inward. Dedicate this sacred window of time to discovering or rekindling the passions that make you feel most alive. Ask yourself, What stirs your soul? What activity makes time disappear? What pursuit brings a spark to your eyes and purpose to your steps? These are not idle questions. They are signposts pointing you toward your true calling. The person who moves with passion moves with power, and not the kind that is forced or artificial, but the kind that is magnetic, the kind that draws people and possibilities toward them. Passion is the great differentiator. It is what pushes one to go the extra mile, to work not just harder but more joyfully. It is the difference between mere existence and inspired living. Michelangelo did not spend endless days and nights painting the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel out of obligation. He was driven by a force far deeper, a love for art, a vision so consuming that rest became secondary to creation. That is the power of passion. It compels, it uplifts, and it sustains. Do not underestimate what happens when you engage fully in something you love. The world around you begins to change. Your energy shifts. Your voice carries more conviction. Your actions are charged with purpose. People notice. Opportunities respond. This is not magic. It is the natural law of enthusiasm. Passion brings excellence, and excellence attracts success. If you do not yet know what your passion is, do not despair. Discovery is part of the process. Try new things. Reflect on past joys. Revisit childhood curiosities. Passion often leaves clues in your moments of deep focus, your feelings of excitement, your spontaneous bursts of creativity. Follow these trails. They are leading you back to your core. For the next 3 days, schedule time to engage in activities that lift your spirit. It could be writing, designing, mentoring, teaching, building, solving problems, exploring nature. Whatever ignites your inner fire. Do it not for outcome, but for the sheer joy of doing. Passion, when expressed, expands. It cannot remain dormant when given air and space. Speak about your passions. Share them. Enthusiasm is contagious. When you speak from a place of love and excitement, you become a beacon for others. Your energy draws in collaborators, mentors, and supporters. What once seemed difficult now flows with surprising ease. Let passion guide your decision-making. When faced with choices, ask, which path makes me feel more alive? Success without joy is hollow, but when success is built upon passion, it becomes sustainable, meaningful, and fulfilling. Remember, passion is not a fleeting thrill. It is a steady flame. It does not always roar, but it always warms. Tend to it like a sacred fire. Protect it from the winds of doubt and the waters of routine. Feed it daily with attention, intention, and action. You were not born to go through life mechanically, merely checking boxes or fulfilling expectations. You were born to create, to contribute, to feel deeply, and to pursue what sets your soul on fire. This is not indulgence. It is responsibility. The world needs more people who are alive with purpose. Begin today. Explore what excites you, commit to it, express it, and trust that in doing so, you align yourself with the extraordinary life that passion always promises. Take decisive action. Dreams, no matter how grand or inspired, remain idle wishes until they are acted upon. Vision without action is like a ship without a sail, adrift and directionless. If you desire to achieve anything meaningful, you must convert intention into execution. Over the next 3 days, challenge yourself to take immediate, decisive steps toward your goals. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. Action is the bridge between what is imagined and what is real. It transforms potential into progress. And here lies a powerful truth. Even imperfect action is infinitely more valuable than perfect inaction. Waiting for the ideal moment, the flawless plan, or total certainty only delays your destiny. Start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. History remembers those who acted. Walt Disney began not with grand studios or legions of animators, but with simple sketches and a stubborn belief in a mouse. His first efforts were modest, his circumstances humble. But he moved, he created, he dared to act, while others merely dreamed. That first small step became a giant leap into an empire of imagination. Let this be your model. Begin small, but begin. One step forward creates momentum, and momentum is the magic ingredient that transforms possibility into reality. Each action builds on the last, creating a compounding effect that multiplies over time. You need not take giant leaps. You need only commit to consistent motion. For the next 3 days, set a clear intention. Each day, take one step toward your aspiration. Make the call. Write the page. Research the idea. Build the outline. Send the email. Start the process. Action, no matter how small, signals to your subconscious that you are serious. It tells the world you are in motion. Do not wait to feel ready. Confidence is often the result of action, not the prerequisite for it. You will grow more assured the more you move. The path reveals itself in the walking, not in the waiting. And remember, mistakes are not the enemy. They are your instructors. Every misstep carries a lesson, and every lesson strengthens your strategy. Commit to being a doer, not merely a thinker. Ideas are abundant. Execution is rare. The individuals who rise are those who take bold, consistent action. They are not necessarily the most talented or the most connected, but they are the most committed to movement. Each evening, reflect on your progress. Ask yourself, what action did I take today that moved me closer to my goal? Let this become a ritual, a habit of accountability. When you track your action, you reinforce it. When you reinforce it, you repeat it, and repetition builds results. Action creates clarity. The more you do, the more you learn. The more you learn, the sharper your aim. You may pivot, you may refine, but you will be moving forward, and that forward motion is everything. Motion is what separates the wishful from the purposeful. Understand this. Every great success story began with a decision to act. Behind every breakthrough, every innovation, every towering achievement was someone who chose to begin. They didn't wait for approval. They didn't beg for permission. They simply started. Now it is your turn. Over these 3 days, make action your mantra. Do not overthink. Do not overplan. Move, one deliberate step at a time. And as your momentum builds, so too will your confidence, your clarity, and your results begin today. Take the first step. Let that step lead to another. And before long, you will look back and realize that the life you once imagined is now the life you are living. Cultivate a habit of lifelong learning. Learning is your most powerful ally on the journey to greatness. It is the invisible force that strengthens your mind, sharpens your judgment, and enlarges your vision. For the next 3 days, I urge you to make a conscious and deliberate commitment. Immerse yourself in the pursuit of knowledge. Read deeply. Listen intently. Observe closely. Learn not only from books, but from people, from experiences, and from life itself. True success is never born from stagnation. It flourishes only where growth is nurtured, and growth demands learning. The individuals who rise above mediocrity are not those who claim to know everything, but those who remain humble enough to admit they never stop learning. They understand that education does not end with the classroom. It begins with the will to improve. Think of Abraham Lincoln, a man of modest beginnings, limited schooling, and scarce resources. Yet he possessed an insatiable hunger for knowledge. He taught himself by the dim glow of firelight, poring over borrowed books and legal texts. He did not wait for permission or a perfect environment. He learned because he believed that growth was his responsibility. That belief shaped his destiny and transformed a backwoods boy into one of the greatest leaders in history. The same principle applies to you. No matter your current circumstances, you hold the power to expand your mind and enrich your life. The more you learn, the more valuable you become to your family, your community, your work, and most importantly, to your knowledge increases your ability to make wise decisions, solve complex problems, and inspire those around you. Over these 3 days, treat learning as sacred. Choose one subject that interests you and dive into it with focus. Read a chapter each day from a meaningful book. Listen to a lecture or podcast from someone whose wisdom you admire. Reflect on lessons you've gathered from your own life, the victories and the failures. Both are rich sources of instruction, if only you take the time to listen. The mind, like a muscle, grows through youth. If neglected, it withers. But when fed with new ideas, new skills, and new perspectives, it expands and empowers every aspect of your being. This is why the most successful individuals never grow complacent. They remain students regardless of their titles or accomplishment. They know that mastery is not a destination but a lifelong pursuit. Be careful not to confuse activity with learning. True learning is not passive consumption. It is active engagement. It involves questioning, reflecting, and applying. It means taking what you know and turning it into what you do. The real value of knowledge lies not in its acquisition, but in its application. Every time you open a book, every time you ask a question, every time you seek understanding, you are placing another brick in the foundation of your future. Learning is not something you do only to get ahead. It is something you do to become more fully alive. It fuels creativity. It strengthens confidence. It prepares you to face challenges with clarity and courage. And remember this, the world is evolving constantly. To remain relevant, you must evolve with it. The moment you stop learning is the moment you stop growing. But when you embrace learning as a lifelong companion, you step into a life of continuous advancement. So begin today. Open your mind. Feed it daily. Cultivate the habit of seeking wisdom. And know this, as you grow in knowledge, you rise in value. You gain not just information, but insight. Not just skill, but strength. And with that strength, you move steadily forward on the path to your highest self. Adapt and grow with change. The ability to adapt to change is not merely a helpful trait, it is the foundation of lasting success. Those who rise above circumstances, who overcome uncertainty and achieve greatness, are those who have learned not to resist change, but to embrace it. Over the next 3 days, make a conscious decision to welcome change as your ally, not your adversary. For within every shift, every disruption, every new challenge lies an opportunity waiting to be seized. You must come to understand that change is not a threat, it is a signal that it is time to grow, to evolve, to reach for new heights. The man or woman who fears change has already placed limits upon themselves, but the one who greets it with curiosity and courage becomes unstoppable. Change is not the end of stability, it is the beginning of transformation. Think of a skilled sailor. He does not curse the wind when it shifts. He adjusts his sails. He does not control the sea, but he controls his response, and that makes all the difference. Your life will not be free from shifting wind, but if you are willing to adjust your mindset, your strategies, and your perspective, no storm will ever keep you from your destination. Nature offers us the clearest example. Every tree, every animal, every ecosystem is constantly adapting. Seasons change, environments shift, and yet life finds a way not only to survive, but to thrive. Adaptation is nature's law of longevity. Those who resist change become obsolete. Those who embrace it become pioneers. You are no different. When change comes, and it always will, you have a choice. Retreat into fear or step forward into growth. The most successful individuals I have studied were not merely intelligent or ordered. They were adaptable. They could shift gears when needed. They could reinvent themselves. They did not mourn what was lost, but focused on what could be built anew. Over these next 3 days, practice mental flexibility. When something unexpected happens, pause and ask, what opportunity is hidden in this? What can I learn here? How can this make me stronger? These questions are the beginning of a mindset that turns obstacles into openings. Be willing to question old patterns, outdated beliefs, and familiar routines. Sometimes what brought you success in the past is not what will take you to the next level. Adaptability is about more than adjusting to survive. It is about positioning yourself to thrive in new terrain. You must also remain open-minded. Rigidity of thought is the enemy of growth. If you believe you already know everything, you leave no room for better answers. The adaptable mind listens. It observes. It learns. It understands that change often comes with discomfort, but within that discomfort is the seed of reinvention. Let go of the need for total control. Control is an illusion. Progress comes not from controlling every variable, but from responding powerfully to whatever arises. Your power lies not in resisting the winds, but in mastering the sail. Start today. Identify one area of your life where change is needed or already happening. Instead of resisting it, lean into it. Make a small adjustment. Try a new approach. View it not as a loss, but as a doorway. Let your willingness to change become your competitive advantage. When you make adaptability a habit, you become resilient. When you embrace change as part of your path, you unlock levels of creativity, strength, and success that most never reach. You evolve, and in that evolution, you become truly unstoppable. Change is not your enemy. It is your invitation to grow. Welcome it, work with it, and watch how it leads you to places you never imagined possible. Cultivate harmonious relationships. The most successful individuals throughout history have understood a profound truth. No great achievement is ever accomplished alone. Behind every monument of success stands a foundation built upon harmonious relationships. For the next 3 days, I urge you to deliberately and thoughtfully cultivate meaningful connections. Not merely for personal gain, but for mutual growth and upliftment. You must come to see that people are not obstacles in your path, but bridges to greater possibility. The mind that isolates itself, believing it can achieve everything without others, limits its reach. But the one who sees others as collaborators allies, and co-creators expands its influence beyond measure. Andrew Carnegie was among the wealthiest men in the world. He was quick to credit his success to the power of a mastermind group, a circle of trusted individuals whose combined wisdom, effort, and ideas propelled him forward. Or reflect on J. Morgan, who mastered the art of alliance, building an empire through strong partnerships and strategic relationships. These men understood that surrounding oneself with the right minds and hearts is not optional. It is essential. Harmonious relationships are not formed by chance. They are built intentionally day by day through the offering of value, trust, and sincere appreciation. Ask yourself, who in your life inspires you to grow? Who challenges you, supports you, and believes in your potential? And just as importantly, to whom do you offer the same? Over these next 3 days, make it your mission to strengthen the connections that matter. Reach out to someone you respect. Express gratitude. Offer encouragement. Share a resource or insight that may uplift another. When you give without expectation, you plant the seeds of lasting alliance. Do not overlook the simple power of listening. When you listen with genuine interest, you build trust. When you encourage others in their pursuits, you spark a bond rooted in mutual respect. Relationships thrive not through dominance, but through cooperation and shared vision. When you surround yourself with individuals who are aligned in purpose and character, you create a support system that sustains you in difficulty and accelerates your progress in times of opportunity. This is more than a network. It is a multiplier of success. Every great vision gains momentum when others believe in it, contribute to it, and help bring it to life. Remember, the quality of your relationships will often determine the quality of your results. Choose wisely, nurture intentionally, and always lead with integrity. Start today. Be the kind of person others want to build with. Offer more than you ask. Celebrate others' victories as your own, and watch how the harmony you create becomes a powerful force that elevates not only your life, but the lives of everyone around you. Your mindset is the master key that unlocks all doors. Spend these 3 days actively maintaining a positive, solution-oriented perspective. Understand that a positive mindset is not merely optimism, it is a powerful strategy for overcoming obstacles and recognizing opportunities hidden within challenges. Consider successful people throughout history like Helen Keller, who overcame unimaginable barriers by focusing on possibility rather than limitation. Each morning, affirm that today holds incredible potential. Keep your mind fixed upon your goals, your vision clear, and your heart open to abundance. Your attitude determines your altitude. Elevate it intentionally. Now is your moment. Commit to these steps. Start today. Speak to yourself with purpose, passion, and power. Your journey to personal greatness begins with the simple yet profound choice to believe in yourself.